Hey guys, so in this video we're going to be talking about all of the sounds you can make using your cymbals. This video does not talk about crashes, that's going to be a separate video. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is going to be hi-hats on the body. So this is where you have the cymbals actually touching your body right in front of you, and you use where it's touching your body as a hinge to play a hi. So the cymbals will be touching you right about where your belly button is, and you'll be holding them at a slight angle so that the left side of the cymbal is hovering slightly above your left arm. So as with most of our technique, we want to keep the cymbals only an inch apart when we are about to play. This is going to give us more control of the cymbals and make it cleaner and tighter. And how you're going to do that is you're going to make sure that your fingers are spread out on the cymbal so you have more contact points that you can use to really press down the cymbal and make it clean. So here I'm going to show you how to play an on-the-body hi-hat without cymbals. So if you notice, only my right hand is moving. That's what we want to do with and without cymbals. We don't want to move that bottom cymbal at all. So here is with cymbals. In this video, I am practicing the flip up. So it's going to be a modified flip up to gumption because you're only going to flip up to about where your belly button is. And you are going to press it against your body. So you will flip up and then move to on your body. So we want our hi-hats to be as clean and as tight as possible. So you're going to do that by making sure that your cymbals are offset a little bit when you play, because if they're completely on top of each other, they might get stuck together. And always remember, keep your fingers spread out, and the power of your hi-hat, that sound, is going to come from you squeezing the muscles in your arms and your chest. So hi-hats off the body are going to be pretty similar to hi-hats on the body, but you will have a normal flip up and there will be no hinge point. So it's just going to be you pressing your hands together pretty much. So these are a lot more difficult to play cleanly because you don't have that hinge point. So you want to make sure that you're using all of the arms and your muscles and in your sternum to press it together to get that clean, crisp sound. And again, we want to make sure that we're only opening the cymbals about an inch because the power is going to come from your arms and chest muscle. So the next thing that we're going to be talking about is going to be a sizz. So this is going to be at gumption, and it's going to involve using less pressure than you would for a hi-hat and letting the cymbals hit each other and kind of ring for a longer amount of time to create that sizz noise. So they can be used lots of different ways. So in this video right now I'm doing a sizz press. So you're going to let the cymbals sizz against each other and then press them into a hi-hat. And then the alternative to that is going to be a sizz open, where you are going to do a sizz and then just open the cymbals to make that sound stop. So here it is with cymbals so you know what it sounds like. So the most important thing with these is that you keep your fingers off the cymbals when you're playing them. Anytime you have any contact with the cymbal, that's going to mute the sizz sound. So you're fine to put your fingers back on after you are finished with the sizz, whether you're doing a sizz press or a sizz open. But while the sizz is ringing, you want to make sure that you do not have your fingers on the cymbals. And with these, you can open them slightly larger than an inch. It depends on how big they need to be. So the next thing we'll talk about is going to be a suck. So these are probably the lowest sound that our cymbals will make, and they're also probably one of the hardest things to play, because if your cymbals are not exactly perfect and they're not warped at all, you will not get the sound that you want. So sucks have a prep for them, so you're just going to want to extend your arm straight out in front of you. So you'll usually do this prep 1 count before you have to play the suck. So what you'll do is you'll do your prep, extend your arm, and then you'll pull the cymbal back into the other cymbal, and that will create the suck sound. So when you play these and you do the suck and bring your arm back in, it won't stop exactly right on top of each other. Your cymbal is going to stop where your bells are slightly offset from each other, which will be easier to show in person, so look forward to that. But don't be discouraged if these don't sound great your first few months, because they are one of the hardest things that we do. So the next thing we have is a sizz suck, which is a combination of a sizz and a suck, and we use these very often, so very important that we know these. So you will flip up and you will do a sizz and extend your arm out in front of you like you were prepping to do a suck, and then you will pull the cymbal back into a suck. So again, as a reminder, we want to make sure that we're keeping our fingers off the cymbal when we are doing a sizz, and then putting them back on when you do the suck portion of it. So the tempo is really going to dictate how far you extend your arm. So a faster sizz suck is going to have you not extend your arm as far, but one at a slower tempo, you can go ahead and extend that thing all the way out there. So the next thing we have are bell taps. So we don't use these very often, but they're in the legatos exercise, so we'll go over them. So these do have a prep where you're going to take your right hand and turn it perpendicular with the inside of the bell facing up, and you will use the bottom of your right cymbal to strike your left cymbal on the middle of the bell, which is going to be that indentation in the middle of the cymbal. So with these, you want to make sure that when you play them, you're keeping your fingers off the cymbal. We don't want to mute that ringing noise in any way.